cool.
We're seeing Deadpool! Oh my gosh!
I think that wasn't yet.
My sister has it. Yes. It's you.
I know.
Wintertime here at Hogsmeade Village.
Lieutenant Dane,
Hello, Forrest.
you got new legs.
Titanium alloy.
Time for my summer sizzle, cool as a cherry popsicle.
No, God! No, God, please, no! 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 No!
It's happening. It's dish time.
I've always wanted to do this in front of you.
Creating content that enlightens and lifts you up.
Dish, sir, dish.
Me at Splash Mountain. Just pepper these in here.
Hello everyone, this is Kermit the Frog reporting live from the final showing of Muppet Vision 3D.
Right? God, I missed our daily dishes.
Yes, indeed.
You know, I really don't remember you being this opinionated.
Who knows? It's Hollywood, baby.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's time for the dish!
Hey. So, let's dish.
What do you want to dish about?
Anything you guys want. This is your time.
Welcome back, fun fam. And if you're brand new to the channel, welcome in to Follow the Bradley's Fun. My name is Ron E. Bradley. I hope that wherever you are, you're having a phenomenal day. Speaking of the day, as of the recording, the live stream, if you will, of this, if you are watching live, today is the 2nd day of June, the month of 2026. It is Nuclear Family Month, as declared by some of the governors out there. It is a month when we see rainbows, and as we do, we remember that the rainbow was God's symbol of the everlasting covenant that he made to, well, never flood the entire earth again. Yes, there are some important things happening because it is June, and the most important thing that's happening is all of you out there. You are the gigawatts, the cream in the coffee, the apple of the eye, the energon, if you will. The energon, yes. What is that? That's the thing that Transformers used to take in, you know? The energon that makes this guy transform and roll out of bed to be here with you.
A toast, Autobots.
Boy, these are good. I needed to refuel. Energy!
This stuff's the greatest.
Energy. Yeah. Oh man. Caffeine. It's the greatest. Guys, I love all of you. Thank you so much for being here today. And by the way, if you're watching this on the replay, some people watch this on the replay. They think it's not a live video. It is a live video, and if you're watching on the replay, please, of course, do click the like button, subscribe to the channel. If you haven't, click the notification bell. When you click it, you stick it to the YouTube algorithm. You get notified of all of our uploads here at Follow the Bradley's Fun. But also, just note that it's a replay of a live show and not a traditional video. So if it took you 6 minutes to get to this point, and you're like, what's going on? Where's the info? Yeah, you want to skip ahead to those points, or check out Dish Drops. Dish Drops. That is our supplement to the Dish Live shows. You just go in, watch a video. It might be 12 minutes, might be 15, 20 minutes, 9 minutes. I don't know. But then you can watch some of them are vlog style. Some of them are news commentary style. So we got all kinds of variety on the channel, but it's all about pop culture, entertainment, theme parks, and the things that the idea is, well, to keep you all happy. Thank you all so much for being here. We've got Seabrew in the house. We got Freedom Seeker is here. My mom is here. Everybody say hi, Mom. Kathleen Vantaz. We got Woofle McGruffle. We all love to do the Woofle McGruffle shuffle for him. O2RR saying Pro Raid, and TJ Magnifique Tom is in the house, a great mod for us and a great panelist. Sometimes it's on the show. Hope all is well with you, Tom, and the little one that you are taking care of right now. We got Texas 8412 is out there, and Erica and Raph. Also, sometimes a wonderful panelist when she's on the show, as well as Go and Shogi is out there. We've got Magically MJ, who's also a great panelist on the show, and one of our mods as well. Thank you, MJ, for being here. Hello, Pro Raiders panel live chat. Erica Hale, Magically MJ, and back and forth. That goes. We appreciate you all. Troy Gustafson, hopefully I say that name correctly. I love Skittles. And Seabrew 1138 is here. We got Lady Gamester saying hello to all the lovely people and everybody rating in from Pro Texas 8412. My pride flag is the U.S. There you go. That's don't spill it. Oh yeah, like I spilled it yesterday. I did. I spilled it yesterday. Chief William Schweikert is watching live. Ron, what's up? He says, what's up? And hello to everybody out there. We got a busy show today. We're not doing as much as we usually do, but I will tell you that we celebrate every time we get a super chat, every time we get something from you all. Support from the channel, whether that is reaching the goal or not. We got a goal of 10. If you can support, great. If you can't, please don't want you to go out of your way to do that. The teal chats are $4.99 and up. I think those are the ones that count towards the goal. And we got a cool panel today. You're going to see when you see the panel, you'll be like, oh, I want that goal to be met, because we got to do that Q&A at the end. But letting you know that we celebrate every single one of you. Some of the celebrations are individualized, personalized, if you will. And that first one coming in today to us from Flying Blind on a Rocket Cycle says, "Hail, Ron and chat for the 199. Power to the 199. Hail to you, Flying Blind on a Rocket Cycle. Everybody, please celebrate with us. When we celebrate, we do these fun dance type things, and we want you to celebrate with us in the chat with emojis. If you're not a member of the channel, that's cool. Put some fireworks, put some happy face, put some love, any types of fun emojis you want in the chat. And if you are a member of the channel, hey, you got custom emojis that you can use down there as well. We're going to start off by celebrating Flying Blind on a Rocket Cycle. Thank you so much, and please do celebrate with us.
Friction, let the engine sing. No flight plans attached to the silver wing. Blur in the skyline, chasing the heat. The ground is a memory beneath the street. Gravity is just a hurdle for the cycle. He got the cosmic fire deep inside. He's out there flying blind on a rocket cycle. No map in the dark, he's the final recital.
That's right. He is our hero, and you are our heroes out there today. And we got some heroes, some awesome heroes joining us on the panel. I want to get these guys on, already waiting backstage. And it's 3:20 right now. 3:20. I think that's the time I told them to be here. It's all good. It's great. It's wonderful. We're going to bring this first guy on. You're going to be surprised because this person is back from the future, but it's probably not who you think it is.
Doc, calm down, okay? Just calm down. It's me, it's Marty.
No, it can't be you. I sent you back to the future.
Okay, Doc, that's right, but I came back again. I came back from the future. Don't you remember last night? You fainted. I brought you home.
This can't be happening. You can't be here. It doesn't make sense for you to be here. I refuse to even believe that you are here.
Great Scott. But he is here. Great Scott. Best guy joining me. And how you doing, man?
I'm doing pretty good. I always love that clip of Doc Brown there, because if you notice the keys on the organ or piano that he's on, they get more ominous as it goes on. It's really great. It's a really fun gag right there.
It's a classic, and usually it brings on Erica, which is so funny because I use it for Erica because she was like in the future in Germany, but it's actually more appropriate now because she's actually back from the future. Because, she's in a time zone that you're pretty close to, I would imagine.
Absolutely.
So very, very cool. Congratulations on your channel, your success, Fast Guy Parkcast. I hope the heck that every single person in our chat is subscribed over to you. Please, Fast Guy Parkcast is where it's at.
Absolutely. Vash Guy Parkcast is where it's at. We got a lot of stuff coming to you. Actually, tonight, we're going to be moving theme parking just this week over from Wednesday to tonight. That's a show that Jared from Capture the Magic and OG55 from Orange Grove 55 we do together. And we're going to be talking about a whole bunch of theme park related stories and so forth. You know how we do. And then Wednesday, that's the big show after that Park Place right there. Definitely join us for that. Ron, I don't know if you've noticed, but Caroline Reed from Forbes had a fantastic article and breakdown of the top performers for the theme park space, the theme parks that have been growing the fastest over the last 20 years. Universal's got 4 of those top 5 spots right there. So we're going to be talking about that and much, much more over there on the Vash Sky Parkcast. Ron, thank you so much for having me on. Fall to Bradley's Fun.
Absolutely. And yeah, I was what did I do? I was checking out something from Forbes yesterday. It was just amazing stuff going on over there, and we appreciate all of their commentary. They really have it down you know, when it comes to the theme park space, pop culture space, and breaking down the money, really, because everything's a business, and it's so odd about business. It seems like when businesses try to dial in and focus on, hey, what can we do for the cash grab? What can we do for the money? That's when they lose their audience, right? If they just focus it on the audience, hopefully, you know, the money comes. It's like a field of dreams. If you build it, they will come, right?
Well, yeah. I mean, that is what this chart actually demonstrates. This is quite fascinating when you're looking at all of them, and you know, I think a lot of these parks that have been featured on this list, that you know, looking over the last 20 years, I think, you know, initially every single theme park proprietor, you know, assumes that whatever investment that they make amounts to amazing success. And so when you look at these parks that have opened, like for example, Islands of Adventure, I can tell you right now that's on that list. When that park opened, Ron, I don't know if you remember, but it was really underperforming in its first initial years. Yeah. And then, well, all of a sudden that starts to change. Man, it's just it's fascinating to have lived through that time. It's fascinating to have charted those you know, growth drivers and their recent successes and everything else. But the fact that we can actually see it in the data now, 20 years on, pretty interesting. So
it makes a difference. It makes a huge difference. And you know who else has made a huge difference is well, somebody who is almost of the ethereal, if you will.
Hello.
Hello. Oh, my frozen self. It's funny because I get to appear on camera, but I appear like Max Headroom. That's going to get fixed here in the next.
It is so wonderful to be here with my old sidekick and best bud Vash. And by the way, talking of Islands of Adventure, when you consider how successful it is and how much of it, that whole Atlantis section, has been shut down and waiting to be torn down for how long? 5 years more?
Yeah.
Even without that, it's doing wonderfully and is a wonderful trip. So, you know.
That's a great point, actually. The unbelievable success of Islands of Adventure, despite that, is pretty remarkable.
Yeah,
and only recently are they actually looking to rework that entire area. So great stuff.
Yeah, I've been watching Bio Reconstructs aerial shots of everything being torn down over there, and demo.
It's know, I hate losing that land, but the difference between losing that land at Universal and losing a land right now at Disney is that I actually have confidence in what Universal is going to put in its place. I do not have that confidence with Disney right now.
And hey, we're coming up on what is it? A month from now that Universal's Kids Park in Frisco, Plano area of Dallas is going to be opening up.
Very exciting stuff.
Very good.
Yeah.
And, you know, you think about a fifth gate for Disney. Do you think that Disney would ever even consider doing something like that as a fifth gate? It should be, because that's what it's supposed to be, but I don't know. I would love to see it.
Well, I have a theory, you see, and I haven't heard anybody else mention it. But when we saw all this recent stuff about permitting, and of course the whole Siftad and company brouhaha, when everybody said, well, why don't they just expand? They got lots of land, as opposed to tearing things out. I think if they keep building in the same spot, they can grandfather in a lot of stuff, as opposed to having to start from scratch for permits and for environmental easements on the water and all the rest of that stuff. And that might be why they decided to do it the way they're doing it, which I still think is stupid. You know, you paid the $2 and you get it done, but still.
No, it's a great point, actually, that you say that, because I would imagine that there might be a lot of cost mitigations along with maybe time, right? That goes into maybe that decision making of, well, let's just reuse infrastructure. Let's reuse, tie-ins for electrical and plumbing and everything else.
Yeah. And when you look into when they first built, Disney World, I was just watching a fascinating video. Actually, I guess it was this morning, from a woman who's a civil engineer. And she went back and pulled all of the testing and publicly filed permit stuff on building the monorail. And her whole point was the reason why that piece of land that was going to be the Persian or the Venetian resort, the reason why they've never built it is because that land, when they did their boring tests, is so squishy for so deep that they would have to drive piles something like 85 feet down to hit the limestone. And that becomes very expensive.
Unbelievably so. And honestly, a lot of that is the reason why Epcot initially was so expensive. I think they only really estimated that thing to be $800 million. It ended up being closer to 1.2, 1.1.
Yeah.
And the reason why is because, like you said, Lou, a lot of places aren't necessarily habitable to build, especially efficiently and effectively. And I think it was Harrison Buzz Price who was always saying, dang it, should have built somewhere else. Maybe it was Joe Fowler. Somebody was like, dang it, the center of the property is not good. Yeah, exactly.
And the fact that it varies within such close proximity. I mean, if you think about that piece of land I was talking about, it's not exactly a huge distance away from the Contemporary, and it's not a huge distance away from Tomorrowland. And yet that one little plot, forget about it. You'll never build there because it just... You have to go too deep and put too much stuff in the ground that never results in anything before you can even start to rise up.
That's the one. I think that's the one. Is it north of the Contemporary? It's like over across from Ron.
Yes.
Yeah.
Along the monorail track between the Contemporary and the Magic Kingdom.
It's weird that I know Disney World as much as I do, but another guy who really knows the parks and knows a thing or two about food and growing food and vegetables is our good friend. We call him the Culture Bear.
Wow.
So what I want to know, Culture, is
wow.
In a universe where, thanks to technology, we have put men on the moon and done all these amazing things, did you ever in your wildest dreams think that video of a horticulturalist in a bear suit dancing would be popular and watched by thousands of people?
I have reached the pinnacle, the apex of what I thought would be possible in my life. And look, every day we make it. We'll make it the best we can.
Absolutely.
Absolutely.
But speaking of food and drink, I had plenty of it this last week, so I'm happy to talk about that. I'm also happy to talk about a lot of unbuildable envelopes on Disney World's properties. There are less than a dozen locations that are suitable for construction at this point, and they keep putting DVCs on them.
Yeah, generic DVCs at that.
Well, I'm they'll reclaim the trailer park if it's got enough stability in the ground to build something commercial rather than house the official residents. But when you told me, Ron, that we were going to talk about restaurants,
there are residents.
Yeah, but when you said we were going to talk about restaurants, and then I heard you talking about heroes, I thought you were talking about heroes. The GYROS.
Yes, indeed. I do love a good. We have a place very close to my house that
everything is close to your house.
Really good gyros. And that's where I live. The area that I live in, Orlando. I love it because it's very, very close to get to the airport, to the parks, to anything I want to. Yet, it's not Celebration. I'm not a big fan of Celebration because the houses are literally 2 to 3 times what they should be priced over there. As well as just the location right off I-4. I typically don't have to access I-4 a whole heck of a lot, and I hate I-4. and
you are not alone. It is a much hated highway.
But it's the most dangerous. It's literally the most dangerous highway in the United States. I think it has the most accidents of any highway,
Really?
and it's not even long. It's like 2 hours. Crazy. Man, this is going to be so interesting when we get to this. I'm just looking up some of the other restaurants that we're going to be dealing with besides V&A. But let's go ahead and dive in. We do have a couple of I'm gonna hold off on the supers until we get through at least one story, because if you know anything about this channel, I have been less than efficient sometimes at getting to stories, but I really want to try, especially with this we got a good panel on today. I'm trying to be respectful of everybody's time. Not that I'm so sorry for the past. I haven't been. I have to get better at my job. That's all there is to it. And everybody knows I've had like 15,000 jobs, so getting better at one is not.
That's every time I changed things, my father would always say, "So you can't hold a job, huh?" So
yeah, no, that's pretty much my entire life has been. Oh, so you can't hold a job, but hopefully we can hold a story, and we're getting to some theme park stories today. Now this one's interesting because I got to go. It's a very interesting story to me because something Disney has, it's very popular, that they did not create, that they are basically they have a lease on it, and they hope it goes well for them. Bluey's Wild World at Disney's Animal Kingdom switching to standby queue after a rocky rollout. Has anybody on the panel seen the footage of this thing?
I have. Yeah, when I heard that's where they were going to put Bluey, I immediately thought this is crazy. Why would you put something so in demand in such a difficult spot to get to that you have to take that train and but they did.
Culture, you recently took a train at a great place called Dollywood.
Yeah.
Tell me about that train ride experience.
Well, that train, they use an actual oil or coal burning train locomotive, an actual for real train. It was reminiscent of the first time that I'd ridden that train all the way back in the 70s, because it didn't become Dollywood until 1985. So I have fond memories of the train. It has a slightly different feeling now because of all the development around it, and more to come. There's a bunch of development going at the turnaround. That's in below the turnaround. There's a new hybrid coaster going in there, but the train was glorious. And the train to Rafiki's Planet Watch is not.
No, it's a different kind of train.
Well,
it was the only train we had for years, though.
Well, but people don't realize that steam engines were the Starship Enterprise of their day. I mean, they were that technologically advanced and complex. I almost, for a brief and shining moment, came very close to owning a steam railroad, but that was a long time ago. But
let's see.
Let's see what they have to say. They're astounding.
All right, so this is by Chan Lee out of That Park Place. Guests visiting Disney's Animal Kingdom will see a major change to how they access the all-new Bluey's Wild World. Walt Disney World has confirmed that Bluey's Wild World standby queue has replaced the attraction's virtual queue beginning June 2nd. That's today, so no more virtual queue for Bluey. Now, I had to get the virtual queue last Thursday, which was, it's not the getting, okay, so for me being a local, getting a virtual queue is easy. Using it is a pain in the behind. And I'll tell you why. The biggest thing is once you learn how to get a virtual queue, there's a challenge with it because almost all the virtual queues are like, for the most part, historically, they've been given out in literally less than a single second of time. So you get on there between 7 and 7:01 seconds at the morning. You get your virtual queue. The problem with being a local is when you know how to do it and you have to get it, you don't have a choice of having an early or late time. And they're supposed to give you only an hour long window to like enter that virtual queue. As a local, I don't want an hour long window. I want to be able to go when I want to go as a pass holder. So that part gets annoying. So I get the virtual queue last Thursday. I don't get to the park until, I don't know, maybe 11 o'clock a.m. I'm sure I'm long past the time my virtual queue was. I don't really care to see Bluey. I just wanted to cover it for the channel. And so I get out there and it's at 11 a.m. I get to the line. I'm assuming everybody on the panel has been to Animal Kingdom and knows where the Rafiki Planet Watch, you pick up the train, right? Okay. So right there at that entrance to where you would get on the train, there was chaos. And I'm not even kidding you. I wish I would have filmed it. I didn't film it, but it was very chaotic. There were families there that were really upset because they knew Bluey was there. And, people don't really know about virtual queues. Some of these people have paid tens of thousands of dollars for their vacation to get to the park. They promised their kids Bluey and they can't get to them because they don't have a virtual queue. There were, I want to say, 5 to 10 cast members standing outside of that place having to turn people away and look at people's phones to figure out what they got. It was very, very chaotic. So I get there, show them my phone, show them that I have the queue, and I was way after. But there are 2 cast members. One cast member was like, I don't know if I can let this guy in. And the other cast member returned to this other cast member, and she specifically asked me, so how many are in your party? And I'm like, it's just me. And she's like, okay, fine, just go. I'm like, okay. So that was fun. Yeah, I get on the train. It was bonkers. Go ahead. Yeah.
No, I mean the issue I think that they're experiencing, like you pointed out there, Ron, a lot of families don't quite know the system, right? And with previous virtual queue rollouts, those have been connected with like big e-tickets and so forth, big attractions that usually have a minimum height capacity, or I'm sorry, height requirement. In this case, these are little kids looking to see their favorite characters, and so there's a little bit more of an emotional connection there. So when you assure them, hey, we're gonna go ahead and see this, and then those 2 drops fall, and then those drops are gone. What is that parent supposed to do at that point? So I think in this particular case, the disappointment level of not getting on, into this experience right here, I think is certainly up there.
And
go ahead, please.
In the past, the people running the parks would have anticipated that and done everything they could to make it better. But, and this is no knock on anybody's lifestyle or whatever, if you don't have kids and you're never going to have kids and you're not used to kids, you don't really identify with how big a pressure and disappointment that's going to be for people with kids who really, really, really want to see this thing. It's like, go ride a different ride, big deal, is their attitude. And that doesn't work.
Yeah.
And so I get back there to see this, and they're only scanning your entry pass, whether that's your Magic Band or your card or on your phone. However, they only scanned it once you got all the way back there and you were in the line to see Bluey, which is weird because you needed a virtual queue just to get on the train, even if you don't want to see Bluey. You just wanted to go to the conservation station. Conservation station, for those that are unfamiliar with what it is, that's actually where the vets work on animals back there. They have displays of really interesting, like frogs, tree frogs, skinks, geckos, insects. They have like your Madagascar hissing cockroaches are back there. Your giant, like 6 to 8 inch long walking sticks that are, to me, some of the most fascinating animals are on display back there. I actually love.
And in an era where a lot of the formerly, let's make it fun, but also educational content of Disney World, like at Epcot in particular, has sort of gone out the window. this is probably the most educational area in the whole, all of Walt Disney World, or should be. And that's the way it was designed. But
when I was back there, I actually got to see 2 of their different animals being operated on live by the vets. One was doing like a tooth checkup for something that looked like a hedgehog, but it wasn't exactly a hedgehog. This is what it looked like, though, to meet Bluey. And it's so weird because all these people are back there in this area called Conservation Station, which is about the animals and the animal care and what they feed the animals. It used to be a petting zoo, but that's going to be an Australian animal exhibit. But these people are going back there to meet cartoon characters, which is fine, but it's not even really a meet and greet. As you can see, there's way too many people for there to be a meet and greet. It's a small show. There's Bluey coming out. I stood right by that door to the left where they actually came out of.
Whoops.
Uh-oh.
Oh, sorry about that, gang.
Weather alerts.
No,
Red
actually,
alert.
it was an Amber Alert on my telephone. I apologize for the
I don't know.
interruption.
Bluey's been kidnapped, folks. It's
Yeah, you're right.
no. No, that's not what it was. So so you see this, and here they are. They've got the little show going on. They got all this, and they interact with the audience and stuff. But to get a photo with Bluey, you're really not getting like a meet and greet and the hug and the individualization type stuff that I'm sure families want and may eventually get. But right now, you've just got this. It's kind of chaotic. It's kind of a mess. It's an experience with Bluey, but I'm just wondering how long they're going to take to think this through and somehow make it like there's got to be improvements that need to be made to this. Now, my excitement is actually for the Australian exhibit that they have, where the petting zoo used to be are kangaroos and wallabies, and you'll be able to walk out among them and get very close to these creatures. They had it closed off where you could go and see them, but you couldn't actually walk in the pathway yet because the animals are still acclimating to the area. But I'm actually excited about that. But it's funny because, of course, I'm one of those, I get excited about the things that most people don't get excited about. I love the animals at Animal Kingdom. The whole not a zoo thing is the opposite for me because I like the fact that it is a zoo. So,
what was she doing with that asparagus?
I don't know. I don't know. Culture, what are your thoughts on how they're handling Bluey?
I think for a property they don't actually own, this took minimal investment and care. And I think if they build up the cuisine around it and they build up, proper theming around it, I think it's fine. Look, the capital investment required to do this in the right way would require attraction development and a whole lot of other things. They're smart not to invest in. These on stage actors that are in these costumes are going to be giving you, kind of a stage show, Disney on Ice kind of a vibe. It doesn't need to be bigger than this because this appeals to the youngest possible in the audience. So this does give young people something else to do. A lot of things that were taken away from them when they took away Dino Land. This is just an attraction that gets to the kids. From an adult perspective, somebody my age, I could care less. I'm more interested in the animal conservation stuff that you would be, again. And it's one of the reasons why the most important ride in the park to me is the safari ride. Kilimanjaro Safari.
Yeah.
This is a take it or leave it opportunity for people that have the right age children. And again, you can deliver something to the adults if you do the food right. That's really ultimately, I look at it like if I'm trying to, look at what the demographic makeup is going to be for this area, I think you have to invest in food and food preparations to make it more palatable to the adults, quite literally. But
so you're looking for not blue shrimp on the Barbie?
No, please don't do that again. That's always a bad idea. I don't want food coloring in anything. But this is always good. And like you said, Disney needed to do something. They had the most popular property that isn't theirs. That they were not utilizing in the parks. And this was I don't know. I mean, the person I would ask would be Vash. Is this the right approach?
I I like the approach that Disneyland did, where they actually dedicated the Fantasyland Theater to an actual production featuring Bluey and the various characters from that show on there. And it's like a 20 or 30-minute show. And so I think that's a little bit more substantial. I think even adults, I mean, at least if you have small children, you could be entertained along with the children right there. This is, this certainly skews younger, this whole Animal Kingdom version of this experience right here. And look, I mean, when you look at all the parks, right, you think, okay, from an operational standpoint, Bluey, of all the parks that really need something like this, Animal Kingdom was the one, and I agree with that decision. However, what venue are you going to stick them in? Are you going to stick them in, Nemo? Well, those guys are under contract. Obviously, you want to have additive capacity, not necessarily replacement. So it's like, okay, well, Lion King and Nemo are out. So what other venues do we have? And then I think the venue dictated what experience this would be. And I just don't think it was... I think they could have leveraged this further, as Disneyland has already done. But I'm glad that they're getting rid of the virtual queue. I think it's, it's not that... obviously, it's not an ideal system. I'm wondering what capacity restrictions that they'll have, because I think they're inherent to the train itself. But I'm curious to see how all this shakes out when these VQs actually drop. And if Disney looks at this and goes, well, maybe we can invest further into Bluey, or they say, this is the one and done here.
There's certainly a full 1/4 of the park that they can't use right now because it's under reconstruction. So that's
true.
That's obviously creating an issue, but also they brought Bluey in probably because they know that, well, something was needed to make up for the fact that there's no Dino Land right now. There's no Boneyard right now, which was to me the greatest place for kids on Disney property. It was really for me, the biggest loss in Dino Land was the Boneyard, but that's just I don't know, it's my thing. It's
don't worry, they can go to Magic Kingdom and they can go to Tom Sawyer. Oh wait, dang it, we don't have that either.
Well, they could go to the Honey I Shrunk the... Oh shoot. It's really weird. They're just getting rid of kids playground after kids playground.
And the oddest thing was SeaWorld pulling them out of their parks as well, because those giant play places were, appealed to both adults and younger people.
I have to think somebody got hurt and sued, and like everything else in our nation, liability law rules, unfortunately.
Yeah, maybe so, but it's the same thing that people struggle with for McDonald's now is you're trapped in a restaurant with, a lack of employees and a lack of effort, and there was very little to draw customers back in. That's why I like what they're doing with the Pizza Huts. Sorry, we're talking about Pizza Hut during a Bluey segment, but I apologize. But the retro Pizza Huts are incredibly appealing. I don't know, Vash, what do you think? You like the old-fashioned Pizza Huts?
I like the old-fashioned Pizza Huts. That gentleman who was buying up a few of them and redoing them to do them in the old classic style, I think is awesome. What's old is new again. But I think you're right, Culture. The removal of so many of these kid-friendly spaces, it's really interesting, really fascinating. That's, some of that has its origins with the baby boomers, having kids of their own, and obviously there was a wave of family entertainment coming out from all different places, and obviously the cultural mix there is a little bit different than back in the day. But I mean, look at Walt Disney World and look at how many different kid spaces that they've gotten rid of. It's interesting. We see this similar effect in DCA with the removal of Bugs Land, and all those little things for kids to do. This is why Monsters Incorporated, which is also going away, went to 40 minutes, 60-minute wait times, because that was really the only place that people could take their kids to. And so I like the implementation of some of this stuff, like Bluey, for example. I just think it could have been implemented more effectively. But it's an interesting point.
Yeah.
Well, plus in the case of Bluey, as opposed to the others, it's a commercial for Disney Plus.
Yeah,
because that's the
Disney minus.
Well, except as I keep saying, my grandkids, the most recent ones, are of the age that Bluey is a big deal. Yeah. And so what did I do? I went on Amazon, and for $9.95, I bought the whole first 2 seasons on a disc. And why should they pay a subscription to watch it when they can get it that way? So also it'd be very interesting to know whether the licensing of them in the parks went via the BBC, who licenses the shows, or whether they had to go directly to the studios who create them, and how much supervision they exerted over how they were represented. They're very protective of those characters, and rightly so.
Yeah. Well, I mean, they have gotten rid of the kids' spaces. They did bring in Bluey, but hey, there's a lot more, at least bars and places to get alcohol, because that's something I'm sure Walt, never actually wanted.
Back to Super Chats.
You can drink until you turn bluey. I tell you.
Walt never wanted that. Yeah, when you bring up Pizza Hut, it's funny. Pizza Hut has a connection to something I know. I think a lot of people actually kind of got excited about, but it fizzled very quickly. To the, I can't remember, Great American Theme Park. I can't remember what it was going to be called, but the Veneta, Oklahoma project.
Oh,
Bash,
yeah.
do you remember what the name of that was going to be?
No, I don't actually. Please go ahead.
So there was that theme park idea where the guy was going to compete with Disneyland, but do it in Veneta, Oklahoma.
Right. The American Heartland or something like that.
American Heartland, yeah.
That was it. America's Heartland, yeah.
So the reason that has a Pizza Hut connection is that the guy doing it, Gene Bicknell, who was the man who mostly was going to finance it, had previously been and sold them all, was the largest franchise owner of Pizza Huts. He had at one point in time over like 700 Pizza Hut franchises that he owned. And the reason I know that is because he also owned the Mansion America Theater in Branson, which I was in shows at, and Gene Bicknell played my father in a show that we were in together. So it's a weird connection to theme parks.
Yonder lies the Pizza Hut of my father.
Indeed.
Well, but what's interesting is that Yum Brands is attempting to sell Pizza Hut. So Yum Brands is the formerly Pepsi, but spun off company that owns Pizza Hut and Taco Bell and KFC. And they are, even though that one franchisee is doing the retro ones, and we saw that story a few weeks ago, the overall company is being sold off, or they're attempting to.
That this story kind of echoes something that happened before on a similar concept of pizza location called Village Inn Pizza. You guys remember those?
Yep.
We have Village Inn, but we don't have Village Inn Pizza.
Yeah, and they had a concept of like an A-frame building that you would walk in. It was a brick base, and it was they're incredibly easy to build these, but they had the same sentiments as far as a good like a salad bar and like lunch specials and the whole 9 yards. And I really do miss those. And there are a few around still, but here's the problem: there are some businesses that you can franchise, and there's some that you can't. And the ones that are going to survive are going to survive regardless of whether it's a franchise. So I just have a feeling that this guy that's deciding to go retro has the right idea, and the rest of the company is going to find the ground.
He's going to get people back into the restaurants is the point.
Yeah.
They all survive on delivery these days, but making them a destination to actually go and sit down and eat, they've got the real estate anyway. In fact, Vash, have you ever... I'm sure you must have in all of your canoodling around the Palm Springs, Palm Desert area. The former Pizza Hut that was the city hall for Palm Desert for a while, right there on Highway 111.
I've seen that. I've seen it. I've driven past it a couple times. It's pretty crazy.
Yeah, that was very weird. I mean, when they took it over, it was like they didn't even repaint the roof a different color. It was this, it's a Pizza Hut. No, it's city government. So
wild.
It is wild. So wild.
There's one of the old Pizza Huts that still sits that way in St. Cloud.
That's also what the structures are off of the Polynesian. You can stay in a 2-bedroom Pizza Hut.
That's right.
There over the water.
That is true. And the A-frames always make me think of the old IHOP.
So instead of a Hawaiian pizza, you get a Balinese pizza, do you? With
Bali.
pineapple. Yeah, there you go.
May call you.
Pepperoni too.
Texas
And then
8412.
pineapple.
Hey,
Texas-
first?
He says he's first, but also Texas 8412 is letting me know, Ron, upgrade for Windows XP already. I'm working on it. It's
You have Windows XP?
I do not have Windows XP. I have Windows 10.
Okay,
And
I was about to
That's
say.
what I use. I won't. You will not catch me going to 11.
Well, I bought a new computer and it's 11. And there are some annoying things about it.
Oh, it is the least user friendly switch you can make.
If you have 11, does it make your nose bleed? Because
oh boy. Well, wait, are you talking about World War 11?
No, it's strange.
Yeah, right.
I think it was Stranger.
Exactly.
Isn't it Stranger Things 11? I don't know. I watched the first season and that was about it. Let's celebrate Texas 84-12. You guys are going to like this because, well, it's not Korean cheerleaders. It's American cheerleaders. Texas 84-12. And then we've also got Sebrew comes in. Real life fake wizard versus Culture Bear in a dance off. I don't know, Culture. Are you up for that? He might have. I think he might have taken a break. So.
Agua. But the problem would be who leads.
who leads and who follows. Well, I don't know. Let's see what the Marvel characters look like in their dance off. Thank you, Sebrew 1138. And Woofle McGruffle comes in. Here is a super chat for Rod and Steve. Well, before we get Culture, are you willing to do that dance off with Fake Wizard? It's Sebrew. So there's real life Fake Wizard versus Culture Bear. There he is. There it is. Wait, are you muted?
Yeah.
I think he was muted. Oh,
yeah. Because the off chance that you came back from commercial, I wanted to not have my mic, open. So, but no, yeah, I'd be willing to have a dance off, not a pants off dance off, but just a dance off with the Wiz.
I think you should have a row off, because we all know you're good at whitewater rafting now. That's his thing.
Why is everybody telling these stories? Look, I went down. I didn't fall off.
He took his Chevy to the levee, but the levee was dry.
Actually, no, the river was running quite well.
Oh, I'm sure.
We were up a significant amount of gallons per minute in that area. It was amazing. And I'm going to tell you right now, if you do hit the rapids, it is exciting. You should do it.
God, that's it's something for all the things that I've done in my life. Whitewater rafting is not one of them, so it's still on my list.
Yeah,
I got to get it in.
One of my brothers owned an adventure company, so he was a fishing guide and a rafting expert. He also taught people how to do ice climbing and other stuff like that. Yeah, and then he got older, and that becomes less fun.
It does. Here is a super
Some
chat.
things too.
But
my favorite, I remember one of my very favorite movies as a kid. I think it was a Disney movie called 10 Who Dared, about Powell and the guys that went through the Grand Canyon on the Colorado through the rapids. I think that's what it was called, 10 Who Dared. And that was a whitewater experience in those days. Although I found out when I was doing some work up around the canyon, the Indian tribe that lives at the bottom is the Havasupai tribe. And Havasupai is not their name in their language. It's their name in the language of all the Indian tribes that lived up on the top. And it literally translates as those idiots that live in that big hole in the ground. So, because they thought they were crazy to live down there. But
Oh
it's
my
beautiful
gosh.
down there. So,
Well, we got to thank Woofle McGruffle for the super chat. This is for Ron and the team and the chat. And thank you, Woofle McGruffle. Everybody ready to do the Woofle McGruffle shuffle?
Woofle here. Join me. It's time for the Woofle McGruffle Shuffle. Because celebrating takes a bite out of crime.
No one showed us how to bend the light, just a flicker in the neon night. Do the Woofle McGruffle shuffle now. Make the gravity go ooh and wow. Catch the rhythm in a velvet glove. Spin the planet like a carousel. Let your rings ride it back in time. Everything is looking half past prime.
that was rather elaborate. My goodness.
Wow.
Yeah.
I feel like you have that costume off camera somewhere.
It might be, except it was all created by artificial intelligence.
Oh.
Let's see here. We have I know there was one more. Freedom
more.
Seeker. I saw it. Yes, Freedom Seeker lurking took the day off and
Reseasoning
my Blackstone.
Yeah, you have to do that once in a while, especially if somebody decided they were going to clean it for you. That makes you
Oh,
infuriated.
God, yeah.
No.
That's like
Well.
seasoning a cast iron pan or some such. You really
Right.
have to season it. So yeah.
Well, happy birthday. 1 month of membership for Freedom Seeker.
Birthday! Happy birthday, hon. Yes, indeed. Be careful, because whenever you blow out those candles, don't blow your teeth out with it. Been there, done that. Ooh.
That's the most convincing character I've ever seen you play, Ron.
That's not me. that is my very good friend Terry Sanders, who works at Silver Dollar City.
Oh wow.
In Branson, Missouri, and Terry is basically the face of Branson. He has been a on the forefront of Branson entertainment for the last 4 decades. No kidding. And he's a great guy. Worked with him at Silver Dollar City back in the day, and he does lots of different shows in town. And he's a good guy. I actually plan on getting him on the show at some point in time for an interview. Boy, talk about the theme park guy. He knows his stuff. But you know who else knows his stuff? And that is our good friend Lou Wasserman's Ghost. And that's actually who our second story comes from. You ready?
Oh, yes, that's right.
That's right. We're focusing on food today, and we got Lou on the show, and he wrote this Disney Springs food trucks to drive into the sunsets, written yesterday by LW Ghost. There they are, our food trucks. Oh boy. I don't know if you want to tell the story, if you want me to read it.
Well, yeah, it might be easy. I just fast. Once upon a time, Disney said, hey, food trucks are a big deal. They're on television shows and whatever. Let's make our own. And they created their own food trucks themed around Shanghai Disneyland for Chinese food and Epcot for I forget what. And then after a while, they said, this is a pain. Let's bring in the outside people, because they invited, under some sort of licensing deal, the food trucks that normally worked in Orlando to come in. Well, now they're kicking them all out and putting in picnic tables.
Once upon a time, folks at Disney decided to capitalize on the growing trend of food truck popularity across the nation, which even led to the TV series on them on cable networks, and create their own food trucks themed to Disney attractions and locations. That changed, and now the replacements are disappearing for good too. The trucks run by Disney, which began in 2013, were themed to parks, like you said, from Epcot to Animal Kingdom, Hong Kong, Disneyland, featuring flavors in sync with those locales. The original Disney-operated food trucks were more than just quick service windows on wheels. Yeah, they were also some of the cheapest food that you could get, which still wasn't cheap, but it was good. Guests could sample dishes inspired by Epcot, Disney's Animal Kingdom, and even Hong Kong Disneyland without ever leaving Disney Springs or paying to enter the parks. Disney's entry into the trend was designed to give guests another reason to visit what was then still transitioning from downtown Disney into the Disney Springs destination that exists today. Over time, however, Disney quietly shifted away from operating the trucks itself. The attraction-themed menus disappeared and were replaced by local Orlando area vendors. That is true. I think I've eaten at this one.
Cilantro.
Yes. In recent years, the lineup settled into three primary offerings: Four Rivers Cantina Barbacoa, Cilantro Urban Eatery, and Go Juice. The macaroni and cheese food truck was really good when they had that one there. Disney continued to market the area as a Disney food trucks location at Exposition Park on the west side, but the experience had become less about Disney-themed cuisine and more about providing a home for independent food concepts within the shopping and dining district. Now the Mouse has decided to send those trucks packing, replacing them with more seating areas and continuing the overall WDW trend of excluding outside operators who might compete with Mouse-run operations. The exit for the food trucks, which presumably will take up stations somewhere else in Orlando area, will happen mid-June. Food trucks going away. What do we have to say?
It's unfortunate that have such low cost alternatives actually go away in the way that they are. That's never too good.
Which is, of course, why they're doing
exactly it. Right. It's like
they don't want the competition. People say, "Well, what are we going to do? We're going to go to this restaurant where we'll spend a young fortune, not quite a Victoria and Albert fortune, but almost, to have lunch, or will we just get something from the food truck?" And so.
Yeah, and I think as costs have kind of exploded for consumers and so forth, and food costs have obviously gone up, these low cost alternatives, I would imagine, like Lou was suggesting, we're getting a little bit more traffic than they maybe were comfortable with, especially for their providers and so forth, paying such large fees in order to be there and all of that. So having these food trucks maybe undercut that business, well, they had to step away from that. It's kind of like Marvin's old saying. He's like, hey, did you like it? Well, that means I got to get rid of it. It's one of those things.
Yeah. Well.
Yeah. It definitely feels
I mean, you guys are there all the time. The ones Ron, you and your family, because you live there. But I've always found the food offerings at Disney Springs to be remarkably inconsistent, even within certain places. Like I've been to the Boathouse twice. Lovely restaurant, beautiful, very good service. All the appetizers and the desserts, kick-ass, great.
Yep.
The entrees, lousy. And I don't understand why. And this is over a period of like a year and a half between visits that they were that way. So there's some managing issues going on there,
I would agree with that. I mean, Boathouse is phenomenal. I think it also got ranked as one of the highest on Walt Disney World properties.
But like I say, the main entrees were strictly mediocrity.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It's just very weird. And Olivia goes to your point. My family didn't even engage in the entrees at all. After a certain point, why?
I went the second time. I thought, well, I'll give them another chance. But after that, if I were to go back, I would make a meal out of appetizers by all means.
Essentially. And
turn it into the Boathouse Tapas Bar.
Yeah, exactly. No, I like Polite Pig and all of that, but yeah, some of those other locations there are just kind of mediocre. And so it's like, okay, well, if I'm going to be paying this much for mediocre food, I might as well go to a food truck where I can at least pay less and perhaps be surprised by all of that. So I think there maybe was a shift there, and now it's like, okay, well, we can't
look at there. See what I said about dessert being great, Ron? You're proving that point.
Yeah. Well, we were right in front of the food trucks here. This is right after
right.
our experience on the Aerophile balloon. And this is like the food truck area, and it was such a fun thing to do, to go like what kind of a fun outing that you really don't normally get in a theme park arena, where you could go on the balloon and ride that. It's not super expensive. You come down, you go grab a little quick bite at the food truck afterwards. It's right across from the candy store, which you can get, we had like
the Cauldron,
little bit of candy from chocolate chip cookie, I think, for the little one. Candy Cauldron. Yeah. And it was,
and isn't Gideon's opening a new venue, some kind of sort of spooky, occulty sort of place?
So.
I saw some story about that. But
oh yeah, they are making something actually, right?
By the way, Vash, are they ever going to get Petrillo's Portillo's open
coming to
in
Gideon's
Disney?
Oh yeah,
the Glendale
Disney
legend.
Like, it's so weird, the construction going on. Where some of that stuff used to exist is just taking forever in order to open. Remember, Josh D'Amaro on the D23 stage announced the redo of Downtown Disney for Disneyland Resort back in 2022. We're still, trying to get footings down and everything else for the amazing amount of restaurants that they plan to add or replace, which is very, very unfortunate. Ron, did you find out what Gideon's is setting up there?
I saw the story a couple of weeks ago, and it was all kind of. It sounded like ripoffs of the restaurants in Dark Universe, but
yeah, Six Ravens.
That's
Ravens. Yeah, pie, handmade pie concept. Yeah.
Let me see here.
Six Ravens. That's
this one.
Six Ravens.
And they're funny-looking buns that they're calling coffins with a Y.
Clever.
Coffin.
I'm trying to. I've got
a house-made yeast roll with sandwich flavorings, potato-based sides with delish dips like sweet heat and honey mustard. Oh, I see.
All right,
Six Ravens.
So there it is. There's a Six Ravens. Yes. Now, I don't believe they're actually going to be serving Raven.
Well, if the place doesn't do well, they'll have to eat crow.
How do you do it? How do you do it, Lou?
It just comes to me. What can I say? But medieval eats. That's what I'm going to Disney World, and what I really am hoping they have is someplace that has medieval eats. Because God knows medieval culinary stuff was full of sanitary cooking conditions and other wonderful things.
You know what? Hey, you bring up sanitary cooking conditions, and I will talk about never, ever, ever will I attend Hoop to Do review again because I saw the kitchen. I can't. After I was there 2 days, I saw the kitchen. I'm like, I can't work here. I probably could never eat here.
Oh God! Well, my cousin Barbie choreographed that show way back when it started. So,
well, maybe Lauren would have liked what I saw because
it was chicken.
It was chicken. It was a pile of chicken. It was a pile of fried chicken, and I'd never seen that big of a pile of fried chicken before. It just sitting in the back the way it was, and that's what they were serving.
If it was really the world's biggest pile of fried chicken, they would have put out a press release about it because that's what Disney does. But anyway,
I don't know that they'd want anybody to know about the way that they. I don't know. I wasn't really excited about it. Let's see. old school hand pie, fluffy yeast bread pastry filled with flavors created not only by the talented mind of Gideon's Kitchen, but also by some of your favorite Orlando culinary superstars. I don't personally have any favorite Orlando culinary superstars, so I don't have any idea, but savory potatoes, local draft beer, and some tasty desserts. Six Ravens opens later this year. Anything about that enticing to you, Culture? I don't see any purple potatoes on their menu, so I don't know.
Yeah, so you already lost me. There
you go.
Honestly, look, I like good food. They do have a few places that I've enjoyed there. Edison's was good. I enjoyed the Enzo's Hideaway. I've enjoyed and then for tapas, obviously Jock Lindsay's is a nice bar and tapas. You can also go to Wine Bar George for tapas and get good wine. And Boathouse is always going to be hit or miss. It just depends on who's cooking. And there's an Italian place right by the Boathouse that I've found to be in great shape.
It's changed name a couple times, right? It was
Vala something or another.
What did you think of Enzo's Hideaway specifically? I'm asking because
I've enjoyed it every time I've eaten there, and that's been at least 4 times in recent memory.
I love that space. It's one of my favorite spaces.
It's hidden away, and that's the name is quite literal. Take it for what it is. You have to descend down into the restaurant space. It is vaulted ceilings. It has very old school feel to it, and a beautiful view out onto the water in the evening.
Have you been through the secret passageway?
Yes.
Okay, just want to make sure. It's kind of a Disney.
Obviously not a secret anymore.
Somewhat of a secret.
Edison's. If you like moonshine or fancy drinks, Edison's is for you. The food offerings are serviceable. Again, I know somebody that is a food critic that would, be challenging some of my opinions of this place, and they wouldn't be wrong. It's just I give a lot of deference to the fact that they experiment with food in a very positive way.
Well, I just know that when I go look at the website, they're emphasizing entertainment before they get around to the food. That always worries me.
It's not a worry. And again, if you happen to like
great
drinky
pictures
poos,
of the food, however.
Yeah. Oh yeah. But if you like drinky poos.
I see. Yes. Some. Those are for Disney World, not insanely unreasonable prices.
No.
On flights. Here's a bourbon flight of Buffalo Trace, Eagle Rare, and Blanton's for $35. That's not insane.
It's reasonable. And and they have you can in Enzo's Hideaway you can get an aviation cocktail, which is a rare drink to find these days. So
I like the
we have one called a hot mess that I'm sure a lot of our fans will identify with.
So,
and
Disney is a hot mess. I mean,
this is tequila, chinola, passion fruit, ancho reyes, lime juice, agave, Tajin rim. I don't know. Sometimes these things try too hard, but that's an interesting name for the category for their non-alcoholic drinks. They call it zero proof.
Zero proof.
And a punch bowl that serves 10 guests.
Yeah, that one we did try. Wow. That was a struggle.
Really?
Boarded the struggle bus to try to finish that. Let me tell you.
How is it served? Like in a 1 cup or
a
bunch of straws?
Bunch of straws.
Yeah, it comes out. You can have it divided up if you so choose, but it was a rough go. It was a rough go.
The only thing I've ever had like that at Disney is the kitchen sink, not a drink, obviously, but the kitchen sink, which is the big ice cream thing that you're supposed to share with a bunch of people.
That was always Farrell's. Called it called it the trough. Pardon me.
It's the same concept, and and again, it's one of the nice things about, and the restaurant next door is Cape May, which is also good. But everything, to be fair, almost all the restaurants on the boardwalk right there outside of Epcot's back door are excellent. Everything there is delicious. So.
Well, Flying Fish has always been my favorite
restaurant.
restaurant.
And ever since the remodel and the restoration and
when they put the
upgrades.
magic bar out in front of it, and
That's right, folks.
That's a class act. That always has been.
Yeah. We are a class act show that talks about eating gator and flying fish.
Back to Super Chats.
Yes, eating gator is what O2RR wants us to talk about. Which of our panel members here?
I've had gator before.
The only story I can tell about that I can't tell here, so I won't. But
well, what they serve at Gatorland is called gator nuggets. They're okay. They taste, to me, it's always tasted like a slightly fishy version of chicken, and it's a little bit more
tastes like chicken.
Tough.
Oh my goodness!
Yeah,
that's the old joke about what did one gay frog say to the other gay frog?
I don't know.
What do you know? We do taste like chicken. But anyway.
Oh no! I don't think you can tell that joke.
Oh well, then I didn't.
It's culture. It's okay. It's June.
That's right. That was my Pride Month joke.
Oh, and we apparently we're coming up on Juneteenth at some point. So
God. Juneteenth. What? How fun. Well, let's. Vash, have you had gator?
I've not had gator. No, unfortunately, I've not.
Tastes like frog
I've not
legs.
indulged in that cuisine myself. We don't get a lot of gator out here. You see,
I was
that's the thing.
going to say you live in the desert. What about rattlesnake?
I haven't had rattlesnake either.
Armadillo?
No armadillo.
I've never eaten armadillo, but I have eaten rattlesnake and I have eaten gator.
Word of warning about armadillos, handling them and whatnot.
Sure.
They do have a tendency to spread a venereal disease.
Ooh.
Armadillo venereal disease?
They actually carry some things that you don't want.
Uh-oh.
So yeah.
I knew if anybody knew, you would know.
Staying away from armadillo, but we are celebrating O2RR. Thank you.
Yeah, fried gator has become fairly commonplace in a lot of places. But
yeah, fried gator, delicious. Yeah.
They're like an invasive species.
It's all right, but
I like it.
Yeah, it's okay. But I mean, if it was that or a good ribeye, I don't think I'd go for the gator.
No, but it's better than catfish. Well.
Oh, well, catfish can be delicious, as
I
you
like fried catfish.
When it's farm raised catfish, it's good. The wild stuff is a little slimy, but
oh yeah, no. Seaber 1138 for $2 says, "Hope my spot wins the James Beard next week."
Is my spot a restaurant, or is that just a place that is your spot, Seabrew? Because I have some affiliation in the past with the folks at James Beard. So, but that's another long story.
That's interesting. Let us celebrate. Seabrew, thank you for that.
Is it too much? Too much? It's the perfect!
Oh, this is just the best of my scene.
Well, then I certainly do hope it does. Absolutely.
Absolutely. That's true. Good luck on that. Yeah, that we have discussed that.
Brush. Okay, sorry.
So I heard Lou Wasserman's ghost isn't really a ghost, but a dude. Hey, when you do the wine shows, you should have Ron on as well.
Oh, well, I agree.
I have now returned I should be getting the all clear on getting rid of one of these medications that has been slowing me down here in the next few weeks, and then we will be sampling some of the very best Veridols you could imagine.
Yes, I had this big, huge bottle of a wonderful, very old cab that I was going to bring to the bash this past weekend, but I didn't bring me because my wife was under the weather.
Yeah, I didn't want to go home with a Mallardy, so I appreciate that.
We decided discretion was the better part of not infecting everybody. So.
That's right, and that was a little duck humor for you all.
Yes.
Did you go to?
We'll send you the bill for that later.
Oh boy!
You guys went to?
Suck you into my web, I tell you.
Well, I know you went somewhere. What, Lynchburg, right? Was it Jack?
Right,
Daniels?
I took them all to Jack Daniels because I'm a squire.
Nice.
A squire is a special designation, which you could be too if you ask the right person. Which is me.
Should I aspire to be a squire?
I'm going to aspire to be a squire.
Absolutely.
I believe.
Well, I always joke. The Tennessee Squires is a Jack Daniels sponsored appreciation society, you might say, and we have our own little house there with all kinds of stuff and clubhouse. And part of the deal is that you get a deed to a little postage stamp sized piece of dirt behind the distillery on the hillside. And so I always jokingly say that I owned property in Tennessee long before I ever moved here. But because a rep for Brown Foreman, which is the company that owns Jack Daniels, signed me up as a squire, oh golly, long time ago.
I want to say thank you to Sean for the $4.99, but Sean is an interesting one because I don't have a clip for him yet. He likes me to play Wildman's clip. It's like his thing. So, Sean, this Wildman clip is to say thank you.
And on that fateful day, cheers would echo across the galaxy in mass celebration as the fourth moon of Yavin prepares to welcome home one of their own, their greatest hero, none other than the Wild Man of Yavin.
That was wild, guys. Man.
It was wild, man. We got one more story to get to, and I'm not really sure what kind of news you'd call this. Is it good news? Is it bad news?
I have news. What type of news is it? Well, to be perfectly frank, it's bad. Maybe if you tell me the bad news in a good way, it won't sound so bad.
The bad news in a good way. Yes, I can do that. Oh, well, here goes. Wait till you hear this.
It's Disney World's most expensive restaurant, Victoria and Albert's, just increased their prices by 27%.
Oh, God.
And they're not the best restaurant in Florida, which we're going to do a rundown of those here in just a minute for comparison. But I find this interesting simply because most people ignore Victoria and Albert. Some people don't even know it's a Disney restaurant. It's very expensive. Already was very expensive. Possibly was it worth going? Well, I mean, I don't know how much money you'd have to feel like it's worth going, but this is by Chamley out of thatparkplace.com. Bookmark it if you haven't done so yet. There is an entree at Victoria and Albert's. This is a picture by Right Down Main Street. Culture, just looking at the entree. I just want to get your thoughts about the food based on the photo.
Pretentious, lacking in substantial value, in an overly stuffy manner, and presentation.
But other than that, Mrs. Lincoln, how did you like the play?
Yeah. Well, honestly, I mean, this is what you can expect. Yeah,
I agree entirely.
The portions are disgustingly small. This is a problem they've suffered from for a while, even when they were presenting non-prefix menus where you got to order the medallions and many other things they had that they were specialized in. And I was informed that despite the fact that I did not recall, they are still a Michelin star restaurant. Why? I don't know. They certainly don't deserve it. And they certainly shouldn't be charging what they are for the meal.
Yeah, let's see what they are charging for the meal.
I believe
Victoria
it's
Albert's at Disney.
Go ahead.
Yeah. Victoria Albert's Disney's Grand Floridian Resort and Spa has increased their prices for its signature dining experience. The updated pricing makes the restaurant even more expensive than before and reinforces its position as the highest priced dining location at Walt Disney World. I believe it is the most expensive restaurant in Florida. The increased prices, the restaurant's standard tasting menu now costs $375 per guest. So if you did nothing but the food and for whatever reason you ordered water, I guess, with it, it's going to cost you, what is that, $750 for two people before you add anything else to that? You could, but look, the moment you add wine, gratuity, anything, this is $1,000 meal for two people. Yes, previously paid $295 for the same experience. The increase equals about 27%, and prices still exclude tax and gratuity. There's some piece of food. It looks not appetizing, but maybe that's just a bad food photograph. I don't know. There was a time in my life where I really wanted to go to Victoria and Albert's. I think that price-wise, if I had the money, I'd probably choose Takumi Te first. Does anybody know what Takumi Te is at Disney on the panel?
I've heard of it.
Okay, so that's the Japanese very high-end restaurant that opened within, I think, the last 2 or 3 years.
Right, at Epcot.
Epcot, right. And they do a similar thing, but their portions are larger, and you get a cultural experience there because it's in Japan that I think is a very, very unique. Wildman says he's been there. So might do the Japanese one. Yeah. People are talking about the Takumi Te because at least you're getting a different type of experience with this. Yeah, it's so hard. I don't really understand necessarily how the restaurants justify their prices. Now, having worked at a restaurant that was not necessarily higher end, what I can tell you, maybe I shouldn't be revealing this, but the restaurant that I worked at was consistently fairly busy and never profited. I know that for a fact. We were always very high rated among guests. We did very well, but where the price points were, it still wasn't. It's there to add something for the convention guest. It's called Toledo. It's at the top of the Grand Destino Tower. It was particularly added for convention guests, but it's not profitable. The new prices at Victoria and Albert's also affect beverage pairings. Wine pairings now start at $210 per guest instead of $155. Zero proof pairings increase from $115 to $145. There's that zero proof again. Zero proof that any of this is worth it. Disney updated the pricing May 2026. Multi-course tasting menus, limited nightly seating, dress code, and only allows guests aged 10 and older. And I'm assuming you have to be very well behaved. The updated pricing currently applies to the dining room experience, and there's a chef's table experience that still costs $425 per guest. Wow. And let me look really quickly, I want to look down here at the awards. A leadership change recently took place. Chef Matthew Sowers was promoted to executive chef. Despite the higher prices, Victoria & Albert's continues to receive recognition within the fine dining industry. 2024, the restaurant earned a Michelin star. Michelin Guide Florida confirmed it became the first Disney-owned restaurant and the first restaurant inside a United States theme park resort to receive the award. Now, notable is when it says theme park resort, it's talking about Walt Disney World. Walt Disney World is the size of the city of San Francisco, so it's sort of a weird, unfair way to point things out because Disney World is unique in that sense. Here's my question for the panel. Anybody on this panel find that level would be worth the price? Would it have the value? I know Culture's probably don't think it has the value, do you, Culture?
No.
What?
And Bash?
I know. Well, I know. Shogi's probably. I've heard he has a lot to say about this, which is very, very interesting. But you know what? There's definitely higher luxury priced items, and that covers all category of industry, right? I believe Shogi was saying that there was a restaurant in the Orlando area that was a little over $500 per person and so forth. So, this is actually a value when compared to something like that. This here, look, from what I understand, they use top quality ingredients, and ingredient prices have gone up. Gas prices have gone up. We've seen a lot of things go up in price. I'm not necessarily saying that that warranties what they're doing actually right here, but I suppose this stuff kind of exists. It has a Michelin star, which actually adds quite a bit to that valuation. But for me, it's just not the place to be. And here's the thing: they didn't just increase the price when it came to just per person. They also increased the price for optional wine pairings. That was $155. Now it's $210. Zero proof pairings, that was $115. Now it's $145. So we're seeing price increases across the board. Very, very aggressive. I don't know if what is on offer here is justified.
I tell you, a zero proof pairing at over $100, it just shows you it's all about attitude and not value. That's all.
Right.
That's all you need. You don't need to look at anything else but say, wait, zero proof pairings, meaning what? Water or juice for $115 or whatever they've raised it to now? Oh, I'm sorry. That's
a lot. That's a lot. And I know that there's like 8 courses, I do believe, for all of this. And they got the harpist in there, right? I don't know. I just... It's not for me. I understand that people might be looking for an elevated experience, like you said, Ron. I think maybe you'd be better off elsewhere, looking for something that's entirely unique and entirely different from what people are used to, like the Japanese restaurant over there in Epcot. This kind of stuff, it's just really expensive right now, and to ask this much, yeah. So you got to justify it.
It's truly insane. I mean, I have eaten food cooked for me by chefs whose names you would all know, and cooked with them and worked with them, and I wouldn't go here. Yeah, because they're just, look, it just, when the first thing you hear about is the price, that's what they're doing, is they're attituding the whole place to a level that and I'll tell you what, anybody who pays that and goes, and if somebody asks them, was it worth it? What are they going to say? No, it wasn't. I'm a sucker.
Right. Exactly.
Yeah.
Right.
No,
it's interesting.
I'm a fool for having done it, and I would never do it again. They're all, oh, it was amazing and marvelous and wonderful. And I'm sorry, but status is a fine old egotistical game to play, but not for me. Thank you. Thank you very much, but no thank you.
Just a lot to ask right now, I mean, it's like the prices of everything have gone up, and for these specialty offerings. Oh, go ahead, bro.
I feel like this is also something that signals from Disney exactly who it is that they want all of their audience to be. And I'm not talking about just the restaurant, but I'm talking about all the theme parks.
But rich people can fly to Japan to eat at a good restaurant. Rich people can fly to a higher quality location, and even on property in Disney World proper, you can go and eat at the top of the Four Seasons at a restaurant that is less expensive than this one.
Is it called Kappa?
It is. Yeah, I don't remember, but what I do remember is that it kicks the crap out of this.
Right. And even the restaurant that I worked at, which is very underrated, I still I think it's a great restaurant, and I know it's like weird, like I worked there. Toledo has an amazing, not just food. Like I remember serving people fillets that were going to leave and go to the Yachtsman Steakhouse, and they said, so like, what do you have? I'm like, okay, so this is what I suggest. Maybe it's because they had a good server, but I suggested the fillets. They had them. They said, wow, this is literally the best steak that we've ever had on property. Thank you for letting us know about this.
I have never been impressed by the Yachtsman Steakhouse. I've always thought it was full of pretension and attitude as well. It was like you're privileged to be dining with us, and I don't buy that.
Right, and we didn't have that feeling at Toledo. Maybe it was just me because of the way that I was as a server, but I always had fun with my guests, and everybody had a good time. But also, it's the only place on property you could, when there were 3 big fireworks shows, especially the one at Hollywood Studios. It's not there now, but at the time, I remember in 2019. You had a great view of the fireworks from Hollywood Studios, and you had a little bit of obscure views of the fireworks from both Epcot and the Magic Kingdom, but you could see all of them from there. And the whole experience, if you had the dinner for 2, which is a one price thing, it was, I think, 100 at the time. I think it was less, like 145. It's only gone up to like 155 or 159 now, but it's a full dinner for 2 with a huge appetizer, including a ginormous charcuterie board that says it's for 2 but really feeds 4, and an additional appetizer in addition to the charcuterie board, plus a giant chuleton steak. I can't remember how many. I mean, the thing is huge. Enough to be shared by 3 people easily, plus the side dishes to it and a dessert that's shareable. A great experience, and that's on Disney property, and it's substantially less money. Even one of our servers had come over from being a server at Victoria and Albert's, so we even had the cast members for it as well. You don't necessarily have to go. What I wanted to compare this to, though, was the other Michelin starred restaurants in Florida. This is updated to 2026 guide from February, and you look, Florida's Michelin map got bigger. The headline acts are concentrated in Miami, Orlando, and Tampa. It talks about reservation strategy, but look at the different restaurants. You have L'Atelier, I think it's called L'Atelier de Joël Robuchon.
L'Atelier de Joël Robuchon.
There you go. And
Joël Robuchon is one of the great chefs of planet Earth. But is he there? I don't think so.
Don't know, but this is what it says. Walk into the design district. You can feel the dial turn from Miami loud to quietly immaculate. The counter seating is the move here. You're close enough to watch the kitchen run like a factory without the vibe getting stiff. Expect French technique with a modern polish, silky sauces, pristine proteins, and those little extras that make you realize how much work goes into making something look effortless. The room leans chic and dim, perfect for a long, unhurried night. And that, I love that idea, where courses arrive with calm confidence. Dress up a bit. Don't overthink it. This is Miami, not Versailles. If you're deciding between an a la carte and tasting, go tasting when you can. It's the clearest snapshot of what the team does best and turns dinner into a full-on performance. So yeah, that's down in Miami, it's in Orlando, but yeah.
Going Shogi saying that's $525 a person right there.
This one, yeah.
You can have you can have a much better experience overall at Disney World by making friends with a DVC member and going to the Top of the World Lounge to have a fabulous evening of food and drinks and fireworks. And you can see multiple parks worth of fireworks from that location, including SeaWorld. So I'm going to tell you there are much better places to go. And look, and this wonderful Japanese restaurant, that Ron's talking
Wild
about.
Man of Yavin. Yes. Fallow is brilliant. I'm sorry.
Culture,
I didn't mean to interrupt, but
I don't recall.
Fallow is spectacular. And by the way, they do some great YouTube videos showing you how they do what they do, and you should go look at those guys. Talented people.
But I think Culture was talking about Takumi Tei.
Yeah. And look, that's my kind of eating situation. When I go, I love to spend my time in the Japan Pavilion in Epcot. So it's really easy for me to, kick up an extra couple $100 to have a good meal with my family. And look, that's the difference here, right? It's not that I'm not willing to spend money on a dining experience. It's that I am not going to overpay for some kind of posh bologna sausage garbage.
By the way, speaking of the Japan Pavilion, they have these packages with why did my mind just go blank? The Christmas show at the theater there. Come on, Vash. Been around forever.
Christmas show theater where?
At Epcot and then at Disneyland too. But Candlelight.
Candlelight procession.
Well, they have package deals with various Epcot restaurants, and the Japanese one is where last time we went to that combination. And when you combine the reserved seating for the show and a great dinner, you can't beat that deal. You really can't.
Yeah. It's just, and I think that's what a lot of people are going to be looking at when it comes to these options at these various restaurants, even when they are increasing prices as aggressively as they are, is going to be value. What am I going to get for my return? Because, when it's hard to fill up the tank, or when it's difficult to just get by, generally speaking, even if you have maybe a little bit more capital at your disposal, I think a lot of these things are going to come into question. And this might be why you're seeing incentives for Magic Key renewals now at Disneyland Resort, and you're seeing some aggressive price points and more value options available in the Orlando area. So to increase prices this aggressively, right, 27% for one restaurant, you got to justify that. And I don't know if they necessarily have, even with a Michelin star. Well, at least from my vantage, and I know that there's a lot that goes into all this.
Well, but Vash, I think they've downgraded all the dining experiences, and that would include Victoria and Albert's. The one I'm, the Ohana restaurant, I believe, or the one that's in the Poly, that hotel, that restaurant experience is massively downgraded. Yeah. I mean, I can go through a list of places that have absolutely destroyed what they used to have, including over at Wilderness Lodge. So it's been necessary downgrades, right? And as I call them, unnecessary downgrades, because Disney is no longer about bringing any kind of Disney difference. They are the Disney indifference, indifferent to you experience.
That's so true.
I have a question, especially those who are familiar with Las Vegas, which I think my three panelists probably are.
Yeah.
I had an experience. At Caesar's Palace once. I don't think it's been there for years now, but it's the kind of experience that I would expect at Walt Disney World. It was called, what was it? Caesar's Magical
Empire. Yes, indeed.
Empire.
Caesar's Magical Empire. So I got to do that one time in my life. I was pretty young, in my 20s, I believe, at the time. You're familiar with it, Lou?
Well, in fact, we went with another couple that were dear friends the night before we got married in Vegas.
Wow.
So that was kind of fun. But I also went because one of my favorite musicians was playing there, and I knew him and like that. But it was great. It was absolutely great.
So the reason I brought it up is I saw a picture of Takumi at the table. So it was so interesting. I don't know what technology they used to do it back then, but they had this magical way of taking your order, and like everybody, like I can't remember exactly how they did it. It was something like everything about the experience was about magic, including a small up close what do you call it, sleight of hand show in the beginning and then a big show at the end, but it was it was the kind of experience that you would absolutely expect Disney to have something like. It wasn't particularly expensive for what it was.
No, it was,
and it was an amazing time. What I don't understand is why Disney doesn't try to do something like that anywhere on, especially Walt Disney World property, when they have the space, they have the room. And it seems like all they want to do right now is up the prices of everything and add alcohol to as much as they possibly can. But, if there's any pushback that I get from you guys on that, let me know. or do you think that I'm right?
I'm reading a page about that show and why it went away. And it wasn't because it wasn't popular. It's because here's the price. The whole deal, including magic shows and food and everything, was $70. And only 2,400 guests a day. And so, that's where they tore down to build the thing for the residency theater that they have now. But it was, and also the guy who designed it was one of the people involved in the Magic Castle. So it had that going for it.
It was such a good time. I just feel like vacation experience, dining experiences that they're going up in price and not necessarily in value. Any last words on this story?
Well, it's interesting, Ron, that you bring up a couple of unique experiences, because Disney was looking to get into that a little bit. Culture, you might remember this. Wasn't it the David Copperfield restaurant they were going to do over there at near Disney Studios back in the day there, and it was supposed to be very unique as well. And obviously, they had unique restaurant opportunities at downtown Disney or Pleasure Island back in the day. So there have been some concepts as drawn up by Disney, but certainly nothing exists now, which is very
when they did it right. They did it so right, and the example is the Adventurers Club.
Yep.
Which was one of the greatest things. And if I was there at Disney World, I was there every night and all night.
Yeah,
and it was great.
Well, and they had great drinks too. That was the other thing. And they weren't terribly overpriced. Congaloosh.
Absolutely.
I actually have my shirt still. I may even have one of the beverage glasses. But anyway.
And the people, the cast members who played the parts,
top notch.
Those aren't aware of Adventurers Club. The whole idea was a mythical group of people who explored the world and of all nationalities.
Great improv performance.
Oh, gosh. There was this one girl who was, for a long time, she played the French maid in the whole costume. But she had this thick Southern accent. I don't even know if it was real or she put it on. She came out and said, "Hi, y'all. I'm Danelle, the French maid. Oh, yeah, I'm from the south of France," was the excuse for the accent.
It was so good. It was so good.
Well, they don't have that anymore, but what they do have is this really, really weird looking McDonald's.
It's a terrible McDonald's. Yeah. That one's right off the road, the main drag. You pull off the freeway and there you are. Yeah. But look, real quickly, I just want to introduce this idea because Disney is constantly, boarding the failboat on stuff. And this is an example that I think nobody will forget. We were supposed to get a dinner theater experience of Star Wars. That was supposed to be a part of the cantina. The cantina was supposed to be the passageway into this experience. And that theater was supposed to hold a few hundred guests and was going to be booked to the wall because, some of the things, the elements that eventually ended up in the failure of a hotel concept were supposed to be part of that as well. they missed this is, again, it comes down to current leadership and the aversion to spending and investing in what they used to consider the difference maker. But they didn't do that. That was a concept that we just talked about, proved itself to operate so well with the Adventurers Club. Could you imagine that with a Star Wars spin? Because that's what you were going to get. And the great thing about that experience, if you went to the Adventurers Club, is the seatings were every, 40 minutes to an hour. So they were doing multiple shows a night in a library.
It was a whole schedule of shows. The library,
that was
the
extraordinary.
mask room, it
moved the plot along. So as you kind of moved around the building, you got deeper and deeper into the story. And when you interacted with these characters, you could actually take on your own persona. And because they were such high quality improvisation actors, they would deliver like they would play with you. You honestly, you could never beat them. I only managed to unseat one from their horse one time for a couple of moments and got a chortle. But I'm just going to tell you that was a rare exception to what I always found to be an incredible rule, which was you were destined to have a great time that night. You could certainly go over to mannequins and dance your face off and be surrounded by.
I looked into that in the comedy club once each, and
comedy club was good,
but
the comedy club,
the Adventurers Club was everything. Mm-hmm. It was one of the great experiences. And
fireworks.
Those of you who missed it. Oh, and then every night was New Year's at midnight.
And one of the best experience food wise there was the fireworks factory, because you could have if you got a late enough reservation, you could sit and look at Main Street or downtown or whatever you wanted to call it, where they were having the big street party for New Year's Eve. It was phenomenal. I really all of these experiences were vastly superior to what Disney offers now, and that's why we spent I think hours talking about some of the poor quality offerings that Disney is coughing up and asking you to pay a premium for. And I think it's inexcusable. And you get better food on their cruise ships than you're getting in the restaurants right now.
Mm. Well, the quality goes down. The prices are going up, and they're not golden.
Back to Super Chats.
Oh, Sean's got the last super chat that we got so far. Can you repeat that super chat? My phone was behind 2 minutes and 38 seconds behind, and Victoria and Albert sucks. Doesn't even have a Michelin star. It does have a Michelin star, but I don't know how earned that Michelin star is versus how I don't think they're supposed to be able to be bought, but I'm not 100% sure, really. I do know, I will say this, the restaurant that I worked at is not a Michelin star level restaurant, but based on our quality and our service, we always receive Michelin recognition. I can't remember what they call it. Maybe somebody on the panel knows what they call it when you're not a Michelin star restaurant, but Michelin recognizes you. Anyway, I don't know. There's a word for it. I can't remember what it is, but anyway, Sean, thank you so much for this super chat. We got to celebrate this one. Guys, thank you so much. Thank you everybody in the chat for being so great. Thank you. I want to thank all of my panelists for being here today. Vash, you got a Vash Guy podcast. Where can the people find you on the interwebs? What all are you doing out there?
Absolutely. You can find me at Vash Sky Parkcast. In fact, you can find me tonight doing a theme parking episode simulcast on Vash Sky Parkcast and Capture the Magic and Orange Grove 55 with all those players and more tonight. What is it? 9 o'clock Eastern, I think, is when it's going to be the start time. Otherwise, 5. Well, at 8:30, I guess, Eastern. You can kind of look for that right there. I'll have more information as that time comes up. So that's going to be very, very cool. And tomorrow, after that Park Place, you will be redirected to Vash Sky Parkcast at 2 p.m. Eastern, where we're going to be talking about Universal sweeping the charts there when it comes to the theme park growth of the last 20 years. Very, very cool stuff indeed. We're going to be talking about an unusual evacuation that occurred at Haunted Mansion at Disneyland, in which, well, guests had to fend for themselves for a little while. That was not fantastic. We have a 5-hour evac on a ride over there at the Historic Pleasure Pier. All that and more coming up tomorrow. That's 2 p.m. Eastern. And don't forget to tune in tonight to Theme Parkin' with Capture the Magic and OG55.
There you go. And Go and Shogi has the link to Vash Sky Parkcast. If you haven't subscribed yet, what are you doing? Get over there, subscribe. Make sure you're still subscribed because YouTube does its funny thing that it does. So double check and make sure you're still subscribed, or that you do subscribe to the Vash Sky Parkcast, where he's got it going on. And then Lou has got the views.
I've got a little Patreon place. You know, it's a cozy little joint where I give my views and opinions and insights and discoveries on all manner of things. And if you'd like to come play with us, you're welcome to. It's a whole $5 a month for however many of them I do. And I haven't done as many as I planned on, but you know, it's not on a regular schedule. It just happens. So you get the joy of surprise. And then, of course, I do the Genre Guys with Lorne and Hangry. And those of you who, you know, everybody keeps giving free memberships to the Pro Channel. Everybody who's got a membership there can watch all of the now over 2 years worth of Genre Guys movie explorations, where we give you all kinds of background, foreground, sideground, whatever, about some of your favorite films and things that we mostly, except for a couple of stinkers that we've roundly dismissed, think you should own on physical media in your library so that you can watch good movies when there's nothing but bad ones at the Cineplex. And then I show up on various shows, including here, and, you know, I get around. I get around. Round, right. Anyway.
And Culture Casino, a man who gets around a lot, who is the busiest, hardest working man on the YouTubes, and who recently, and this was exciting, I don't know if you guys knew about this, but the other day had a face reveal. Well, you know, you were covered.
Yeah.
Yeah. Face reveal.
I cut my hair. I donated 7 to 10 inches depending upon where it was taken from. And then I shaved.
I'm not going to touch that line with a 10-foot pole.
No, and then I shaved my beard, which needs some servicing. I spent a week with wonderful people on a road trip that I took recently, so I was very blessed there. But you can find me on my own channel, Culture Casino. You can also find me on a gardening channel called That Garden Place. And tomorrow you'll find me on T3PO as I host in a spot I still think Vash is sorely missed. T3PO. I do a Hollywood Backlot with Lou and You show where Lou and I talk about the Hollyweirds, and we promote Lou's Patreon over there as well. Do you find your way to all of the great places all these wonderful people are regularly, and you will not be disappointed. So thank you.
Absolutely.
And folks, if you would like a definition of sheer joy, it is the fact that these two guys, Vash and Culture, have been my sidekicks on that show for these many years. And it's been a distinct honor and pleasure to be able to have them interlocutor with me, or whatever the word is.
No, you were correct. And likewise, sir. Yeah, likewise.
We also have a sale going on at the Spread Shop. Follow Bradley's Fun. 20% off everything right now. And introducing a new design that I think a lot of people will like. Happy 250th USA. That's what it looks like on a t-shirt. If you look over here, you can change the color of the t-shirt to, whatever color you want. I did not pick the models, but there you go. You've got all kinds of different, I know, right? But the cool thing is this happy 250th USA design for the America's semi-quincentennial says from 1776 to 2026. This is not part of any political project whatsoever. It is just so that you can go out, show your patriotism, wear it all year long, and even wear it into the future. It's been funny to me that the semi-quincentennial, 250 years, does not seem to have been as celebrated as the bicentennial, which was huge. But I was only 5 at the time, so everything seemed big to me, I guess. But yeah, Go and Shogi has a link there. 20% off everything right now.
It's like it always reminds me of the semi-demi hemiquaver, in Close Encounters. The semi-quincentennial. My goodness.
And yeah, you've got all of the other, for the people that ask, all the other designs are there. I think if I scroll down, it gets to just the different designs. There's the family avatar for the Bradley's Fun. I've got the dish merchandise as well, available on cups and mugs and all that fun stuff. There's the dish on a mug. Because just because you could be clever with that and say, yeah, I have a dish on a mug. that's how it works. So $17.99 is the regular price, 20% off that right now. Go check it out. I want to say thank you so much to all of my guests, Vashguy, for the Vashguy Parkcast Culture Casino, his channel, and also That Garden Place, which is excellent and doing well and growing. And please go check it out. Lou, with Lou's Views, a man who knows more than I could ever hope to. I think what a great.
I keep telling you guys, I just happened to have been in the right place at the right time and paid attention and remembered. That's all you got to do.
But you don't have hair in funky places, and that's the important thing.
How do you know?
Now he's at the right
place.
place.
That's a good question. That's a very good question. Let's hope that I don't know. I want to say thank you for all of the support in the chat. Those that, whether you just chatted or whether you donated, Flying Blind on a Rocket Cycle, Texas 8412, Seabrew, Woofle, Freedom Seeker, and O2RR, Sean, formerly the artist known as John. Thank you guys, and thank everybody that's been here today. Tomorrow we have our show at 4:05 p.m. following the Vashguy Parkcast, who's following that Park Place. Also, make sure you're tuning into the WDW Pro Show. I believe it's tonight at 9 p.m. Is that correct? Who wants to correct me on that?
Sounds right to me.
Is it tomorrow night at 9? Anyway, WDW Pro, that Park Place, all of the channels. And then I will be debuting a brand new video that is a new style of video, new different type. I hope it goes well. A lot of editing, a lot of work went into it, and if it does go well, I'll be doing a lot more like that. It's a Dish Drops video, but it's got some really, really good information on certain things that Disney may actually regret closing. And I'm sure there's probably a lot more than just the few that I am focused on. Perhaps Pleasure Island is one of those things. We talked about the Adventurers Club and all those things. Disney, I don't know. They've made some decisions that, well, let's just say are questionable, but we appreciate everybody being here today. We want to thank you so much. And until next time, we will see you real soon. Bye, everybody. Ciao.
Dishes are done, man. Cleans them down to the shop.